Critical theory traces largely back to the 19th century, when industrialization was widening the gaps between elites and working people. In 1845, the German publicist Friedrich Engels witnessed crushing exploitation in Britain, where workers were not human beings at all. Not only men and women, but even children had been reduced to machines toiling for a few aristocrats. Workers faced grueling hours with few protections, often suffering injuries and illnesses, with no safety net provided by employers or the state. At the end of the workday, they returned to crowded, unsanitary neighborhoods and still languished in poverty after decades of toil. Industrialization brought capitalism to its logical conclusion by turning workers into machines, pure and simple. For Engels, capitalism would be the final stage in a progression of social hierarchies that had structured human societies from time immemorial. Workers everywhere had to throw off their parasitic employers and repressive governments. From Marx to critical theory. Engels's collaborator Karl Marx would soon be toiling away at the British Library to write the anti-capitalist Bible Das Kapital, which was later published in 3 volumes in 1861, 1886, and 1894. Marx saw private property becoming ever more concentrated in the hands of elites. Classical economics had promised that through hard work people at the bottom could improve their circumstances, yet all around him he witnessed their quality of life plummeting. Marx saw capitalism on a collision course with itself, fueling ever-accelerating cycles of consumption and competition that would become unsustainable, and predicted that this would in turn push economies worldwide to collapse. In Marx's vision, an age of socialism would follow in which workers would more efficiently and more fairly meet people's needs. Workers would take on active roles in a self-governing society without the big property owners and overweening governments that had kept exploitative practices in place. At first, collectivization of property would unfold in a post-capitalist state, yet in a further future, the very apparatus of the state, founded on the age-old hierarchies of rulers and ruled, would become superfluous. This withering away of the state would usher in the transition from socialism to communism, the final stage of human history.